The following is a Stars and Strikes doubles rebroadcast featuring some of our most memorable recent programs.
WNDS Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Stars and Strikes doubles. From the Londonderry Bowling Center, Stars and Strikes doubles features the best Candlepin bowlers from around New England in team competition. Stars and Strikes doubles is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for joining us here at the Londonderry Bowling Center. It is championship weekend, and Merry Christmas to you. We hope you're enjoying your holiday, and thanks for allowing us into your home for at least a part of the day. We're happy to be with you, Doug Brown, along with Dan Murphy, and Merry Christmas to you, sir, and championship weekend here.
Same to you and to everybody at home. Championship week, so a little more added pressure today. Not only do they want the win, but they want that qualification in the Tournament of Champions. So as we progress in the match and someone is mathematically look like they're going to win, they're going to start looking at that score.
All right, for those of you who haven't been with us a few weeks, we've had a terrific story developing here as our number 5 seeded team has come all the way from the bottom and up into the championship match. So let's meet them and their opponents. Our number 5 seeded team from Somersworth, New Hampshire, Tom Farrell. His partner from Manchester, New Hampshire is Bob Johnston.
Okay, Tom averaging 116, 661 for the roll-off score, and Bob Johnston 119 and 660.
And in their 3 wins, the previous 3 weeks, their scores have been getting better every week. A 331 followed by a 336. And then last week in the semifinals, a 374 to knock off Gene Gates and John Potorsky. So today, Tom and Bob try to make it 4 in a row and become the second team this season to sweep their way into the Tournament of Champions. But in order to do it, they're going to have to knock off our number 1 seeded team. A couple of pretty good bowlers in their own right. From Windsor, Vermont, Stan Mayo, and his partner from Hudson, New Hampshire, Scott Richardson.
Okay, Stan comes in averaging 118, and his highest roll-off score in the roll-off was 714, and Scott Richardson 124, 686. I might add, he just recently threw a 3-string total of 505.
Wow. Well, we've got a great setup here for a championship match. Again, Merry Christmas. We're happy that you could join us for part of the day, and we've got a championship match shaping up here on the Winds, and we will get it started on Stars and Strikes doubles right after these words. Don't go away. All right, 2 teams left, and this crowd is ready. Number 5, Tom Farrell and Bob Johnston against number 1, Stan Mayo and Scott Richardson. Farrell and Johnston have knocked off the 3 teams in the middle, and now they are going to try and make it 4 in a row. And they will lead it off from that number 5 spot, and as they've done every week, Tom Farrell will lead off the match. Superstitious, you say?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Winning combo.
That's right.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Now, should people be opening their presents during the show, or should they wait until after the show?
They could wait until you give me the present you bought me, but that would be a long time.
I just couldn't fit it in here, Dan. It's so huge. The door is hardly big enough.
I would think they would wait till after the show. Common courtesy, because we can't open ours until then. So.
Tom was joking last week about, I think if he had a second ball, he was a little concerned with his spare percentage, and he takes 2 open frames here. 2 8 boxes, in fact. And now Scott Richardson. It's been quite a long time between visits for Scott, back in the spring of 1989. Jumps right in with a spare leave.
5 and 8 pins. Could be a little trouble with the 8 if he doesn't go low enough or real high. either end.
One thing is that in the 3 weeks that Bob Johnson and Tom Farrell have been on, no team has really been able to get a sizable lead on them. The missed single for Scott.
Just sliding by the 6-pin to the left.
And again, for the 9 box, 28, but an early 12-pin advantage for the team of Richardson and Mayo. And after clearing a piece of loose wood away, Bob Johnston will go for a re-rack. Last week, Bob and Tom with 13 marks, including 3 strikes. Tom Farrell threw a double strike in the first game last week. Bob will shoot at the 310. Possibilities here. Yep. Spare in the 3rd.
So he just gets by that, just catches a little bit of the cap in that wood next to the 3-pin, but that was enough to carry the other 10-pin. And let's see, off the head pin, Buddy gets a nice break. 8 pins, and the 8 pins down, 1 in the 6 pins left with a piece of wood in between. Oh, watch out.
Keep in mind the 2 scores to remember. The 2 qualifying scores of the teams that are already into the Tri-State Megabucks Doubles Tournament of Champions. 381, Bob Kelly and Larry Valcourt, and 430, Ed Gerolman and Brian Fuller. This is Stan Mayo now. Finished first in the roll-off with a 7:14, and he hasn't stopped since.
That's probably why. Looked like the 7 and 10 pins were going to be left at first, but gets those to go down for the strike.
Stan very much a stand-up style bowler.
Somebody said, come on, let's get a double, and that's what he did. The 2 and the 8. Not quite what they had in mind. 7 Phil on the strike.
And the 9. So a 10-pin lead after the first rotation. We've seen each of the bowlers now. A 10-pin lead for our number 1 seeded team of Stan Mayo and Scott Richardson. And a little housekeeping will be required over on lane 29 before we continue. Chance for us to remind you that tomorrow at noon here on the Winds, we will have our singles championship match. And it will be Peter Flynn, continuing his unbeaten streak on the Winds. Peter Flynn looking for his 3rd win in a row in this sequence as he will take on number 1 seed Brian Crowell. That's tomorrow at noon here on WNDS TV. Next weekend, of course, to begin the new year, we'll have a brand new series on both shows. The 9 for Tom.
53 at the halfway point. Halfway point of string number 1.
There's a better ball for Tom. That piece of wood will end up out of play.
Cindy's getting a workout early in this match.
Well, frustration for Tom, though, because he has to wait this out now. He's got that 4-pin down there. He'll have a shot at the single pin, but he had to wait for the wood to be cleared. Of all the shots you want to wait to shoot at, probably the single pin is the worst. Using the wood. Why not?
If you're going to miss it to the right. Something us older fellows kind of take advantage of. Slipping down to that younger generation. Half Worcester left for Scott Richardson.
Scott from Hudson, New Hampshire, works as a chemical technician. Watch out for Lockheed Sanders. And Scott gets the full Worcester there for a 4-box.
Interesting story about his 505 high triple, which is unofficially a state record. Waiting to have the final verification. I don't foresee any problem, but we're talking about before the match, and actually had a Channel 50 roll-off prior to his league bowling, and he said he struggled to hit 561 for 5 games, and he turns around and hits 505 for 3 about a half hour later, and he slides by the single pin there. I dare to say he didn't miss many of these in the 505.
Scott does a lot of his bowling at Leda Lanes in Nashua and at the Bowmore Lanes in Milford. A little frustrated with those 2 boxes, as
it's the Bowmore Lanes in Milford where the 505 was hit. Working on a spare is Bob Richardson. Did I say Richardson? You know what I meant, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Johnston.
Oh my, almost.
Did I get his first name right?
Yeah, you did.
Well, we're on a personal first-name basis now anyway, so it's Bob. 79 through 9. Yeah, right. What a tough time here. Championship. Must be thinking of Christmas.
You don't like working the holidays, do
No,
you?
I really don't.
No.
I always thought when you work the holidays you get time and a half, but how come I have to pay them? I don't understand this.
Well, you're paying time and a half, though.
Yeah. Whoa, just sliding by. I thought he was going to go through there. It gets a 7 anyways. 86 now through 8.
Back to Stan Mayo. The last time Stan was here was Christmas time a year ago, and he fires another strike, his second of the match so far.
Kind of likes lane number 30. Last time he was there, he threw a strike as well.
Stan must just like to bowl during the Christmas season. This is the 2nd year in a row he's been here at this time, and last year it was in singles competition. He beat Mike Sargent before losing in the semifinals to Kevin Davis.
1, 2, 6, 10 for the spare.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Great shot. Spare on strike for Stan Mayo and worth another look.
And you see it going from 2 pins down to a lead of 11 plus the ball. Two, 4, 3, 6. Might want to try the 2-4 on the inside. Maybe you can clip that wood coming back the other way. That's what he's. Oh, that's what he tried to do. And it's just 8, 94 now through 9.
Last week, with their 374, Farrell and Johnston were very consistent. They rolled a 122, a 120, and then a 132 finishing game to close it out. This week, they're headed for a lower score in game 1.
That close to another mark. But they're going to find themselves trailing this first game.
And this will be the farthest they've been behind in the 4 weeks they've been on the show. Depending on what Scott Richardson does here in the final 2. I have a feeling Scott's going to be ripping for something here because of what happened the last 2 times he came up. The last 2 boxes he rolled, but he gets just a half Worcester on the spare. Oh, nice out. Great 10 for Scott Richardson right there. Take another look at that. The 1, 7, 8, and 10. And he got them one at a time.
That pin went down and took the 7 and then nudged the 8. 8 went over and took the 10. He's got a spare leave in the 3-6-10, leading by 15.
And now with a chance to increase that lead with the spare in the 10th, mark number 5 for the team of Mayo and Richardson. Another good ball for Scott as he bounces back with the 8. Phil, the 127 for the team of Mayo and Richardson. Our number 1 seeds lead by 23 after game 1. We're back with game number 2, Stars and Strikes doubles on Christmas weekend in a minute. Middle game, championship match. The number 1 seeds are in the lead. Stan Mayo leads off for them. First time today Stan hasn't thrown a strike on lane 30. He'll get a spare instead. Just tripping out the 10 pin.
Let's just see what hit that 10 pin. See 1 pin going into the pit right there.
Wow.
Just nudged it.
And a nice hit. The fill will be 8. A rocking 8. Looks like a pretty good setup from here. Spare it is. 2 in a row for Stan. Bob Johnson, along with his partner Tom Farrell, looking to make it 4 wins in a row. They're the blue team. Stan Mayo and Scott Richardson, the red team. This may go. Let's see. Nope, pulled it. It's an 8-box. And now the lead is 33 with another markup for our leaders. But Bob comes back with a 9 drop. And the spare. A needed spare there, Dan.
Yes, very much so. Lead is ballooned now to 33. Scott Richardson now is working on the spare.
Oh, and he's right in the pocket. Look at that. Boy, that was a very good-looking ball.
It certainly was.
Wow.
Leaves himself to 410. See where the piece of wood settles down.
Scott wanted it to move over to the right a little bit more, and he got his wish. Now it's rocking back, though.
I don't see anything. I think he has to go after the 4 pins closer to you. I don't think he can move that wood. I just didn't have the angle to come back.
$9. $400 goes to the runner-up team today. $800 goes to the winning team. And also the automatic qualification for the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. All the action here on the wins, of course, brought to you by our friends at Tri-State Megabucks. Just imagine. Give it a try. Tri-State Megabucks. For the spare? No.
Well, chance for Tom Farrell to come up and cut into that lead a little bit, working on a spare and opposite 2 open frames.
Big opportunity here for Tom.
Oh, he dropped that ball badly. Left it off to the right. Only 5 on the spare. And a difficult spare leave in the 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9.
And not quite. Yeah, I don't know if Tom intended to go for the wood, but he'll take the 9 box there. Four horsemen left. And he's got it. That'll take us into a break. I have a feeling we'll take another look at that 4 horseman spare conversion for Tom Farrell. And we'll be back with the rest of Game 2. We're almost halfway through our championship match. Merry Christmas, everybody. Don't go away. Yes, it's Christmas time. So quiet it got in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was like a golf match there for a second.
Stan Mayo. Stan is a machinist, works for a Split Ball Bearing in Lebanon, New Hampshire. Does a lot of his bowling up in Newport at the Sunset Lanes. Stan from Windsor, Vermont. That all New England flavor that we have here on Stars and Strikes.
I'm sure Stan would love to win this match too, and that would be the second qualification or second bowler from that area to qualify for the Tournament of Champions. Of course, the other one being Mr. Valcourt.
So the only 2 New England states that have not been represented on Stars and Strikes are Connecticut and Rhode Island. Oh my.
Well, as it's happened so many times past few weeks, the scores have been very close in the tournament. I mean, in the what do we win? Doubles? This is a double show, Doug? The Christmas cheer is finally getting to me.
Just a 5 box for Stan Mayo.
What I started to say is it seemed like a team that gets the lead all of a sudden run into a drought and they start backing up, and the other team climbs back into the match.
Diamond leave for Bob.
And that was 6 on the spare. And makeable spare leave. 3, 5, 6, 9. Oh boy, just cleared out 3 of them, left the 6.
As Bob takes the 10 there, we are at the halfway point of the match. Box is completed, and the lead is 29 for Mayo and Richardson.
Would have been a great time to put a mark up there opposite a 5 frame.
Let's see if Bob can pull off the cut shot. Nope. It'll be an 8. Does gain 3 pins, though. Down to 26 is the lead. All of a sudden, both teams in a bit of a dry spell here.
And an 8, 77 now through 7.
Make a New Year's resolution right now to join us next weekend for our brand new series here on Stars and Strikes. Next Saturday, New Year's Day at 12 noon, we'll be here for a new group on Stars and Strikes doubles, and next Sunday, the day after, we'll be back with a brand new singles group from Park Place Lanes. That'll be next weekend here on the Winds. Tomorrow, our singles championship match, Peter Flynn trying for his 3rd consecutive win, playing Brian Crowell. How about the spare there for Scott Richardson.
Clipped the wood, turned the wood, did most of the damage on those 5 pins.
Tom Farrell grabbing a re-rack. On lane 30 here at the Londonderry Bowling Center. Tom's got the 1, the 7, and the 9 with wood.
Which should definitely help. See how much it helped?
That's why you're the expert analyst.
Right. Oh. This pin's rolling around there laughing. Watch.
It's a holiday. You're taking the holiday off,
that's right.
obviously.
Looked like the pins were, too.
That piece of wood is still rolling, too, and the farther it rolls out, the more Tom has a shot at this. Just the 1.
Well, 25 is the lead. Got to match the mark. Put up in the 8th already. Lofted that one out further in the lane. Didn't give it time to break back. Half Worcester right.
And it'll be a 9. So as Stan Mayo steps up here to fill this mark left by his partner, a chance to push that lead over 30 again. Coming up a little short on the head pin. 8.
And the 7 and the 9 left, and 4 pieces of wood on the playing surface. Another one in the channel to the left.
Oh, yeah. Good shot for Stan. Converting the 8-10. Oh, the 7-9, rather.
You say just carrying the ball off that piece of wood into the 9, and the wood took the 7.
Tell you what, are we giving Cindy Sissom mileage
I don't know.
for this series?
He must have gone down half a dozen times in this match alone.
I think she's probably going to stay down there one of these times. And Stan has a half Worcester, and that was on a spare.
So it could have been a lot worse for the team of
That's right.
Farrell and Johnston. They only got 2 on that last spare. So they have a chance to really cut into it, but can't go 40 pins behind going into the last game. That would be a lot to ask, but a couple marks here. Could put it under 20.
Just a 6-box for Stan Mayo to wrap up game 2. The team of Mayo and Richardson a 113 and a 2-game total of 240. Possible spare chance here depending on where that wood stays. Let's see. Yes, sir. Tied together for Bob Johnston.
That was a huge mark. Of course, the fill is most important. Make it 6.
Well, the lead will be under 30 going into game 3. That's a 9-box, a 109, and a 2-game total 213. So the difference is 27 with 1 game to go to decide the championship here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Tom Farrell will lead off game 3.
You need some offense in a hurry. 27 down.
Oh, my. Had a tough time finding the head pin, both Tom and Bob today.
Found it that time, but awfully light. Still looking at 6 pins.
The 8. 5 marks to this point for Farrell and Johnston, all spares. 9 marks for Mayo and Richardson, 7 spares and 2 strikes. And this could be a strike, but no. Tom for the spare has it. They find themselves in the unusual position of trailing coming into the 3rd game. This is the first time that has happened in their 3 weeks previous to this. They carried a lead into the 3rd game the other 3 times. Yep, Stan knew he missed that one. He turned away, trying to just catch the inside of the 3-pin. And he'll take an 8. Better first ball that time, but look what's left.
3 and the 9. Those are the 2 pins you take out with the half wish to right. We've seen it a number of times, even today. Just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fine shot. That is a difficult shot.
Not so difficult when there's a full rack up there.
Right. When you got 10 pins in front of you, it seems to say it's awful easy to do that.
On the spare, Bob Johnston carries 7.
3, 6, 10, trying to make it 2 in a row and climb back into this match.
Nope. And the 9. Figure the team of Farrell and Johnston have got to put up at least 1 mark every time they're up there in order to keep the heat on. See if Bob can convert this. He does. Big shot there.
Just splits the 1-2. The pin behind the 1 and the 2 took out the 10. Scott Richardson working on a spare.
Watch out. Oh. Well, how appropriate is that? The half-wister converted for the spare and then half-wister on the spare. Merry Christmas. Oh, my. There's something you don't often see. The head pin and only the head pin. Tough to get out of that. He gets a 9. So all of a sudden the lead down to 22 with a markup here for Farrell and Johnston. And again, the punch. The holiday punch, if you will. Ooh.
The punch out.
Scott hasn't had much fun during this match, I don't think. We'll take a 7. We will pause right here, and this match has gotten considerably tighter. It is 19 pins, less the fill coming up by Tom Farrell when we return on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Time to decide this thing.
Comes to a point in the match where a ball is very important, and this is one of those times. Off the head pin.
Tom got away with one there.
You'd like to see that 5-pin topple down, because if it doesn't, it's liable to take a friend or 2 with it. So it's a half dozen. It's got to catch the head pin in this one. He does, and will it go? Yes!
How about about that? The 1, 5, 9, and 10, and Tom really caught a break on that first ball, Dan, to set that up.
Came right back and hit that object pin that time and got some sidewall action for the 5, and then there goes the 9.
Back-to-back spares for the team of Farrell and Johnson, the first time they've had back-to-back marks in this match. And they are right back in this thing.
That time he said, I'm not leaving this one short, and turned it over even further and broke it in too heavy on the head pin.
Nice try on the cut shot.
Back to within a mark now, though.
76 through 6. Stan Mayo doesn't put up a mark here in the next two. The lead will be down in single numbers. Stan's in the pocket, though. Oh, big hit right there. That is his third strike today on lane 30.
Just barely touched the head pin on this strike. Watch, just barely. 2 in the 8 pins left, goes to 2, and finally the 8.
And there they go again. The 2 in the 8.
This is kind of scary.
Today's match brought to you in part by the Worcester Area Chamber of Commerce. Half Worcesters.
Oh, I get it.
Get it?
Cool. You've been in that whole... It's not Hawaiian punch, it's a holiday punch.
Well, the lead stays at 13, now with 4 boxes to go. Bob Johnson needs to put some pressure on, and he is getting some extra pins here.
Well, certainly a makeable spare if he catches the head pin with the ball.
Let's see. Oh, he went by. We haven't really been keeping a close watch on the total score to this point because the match is close, but right now it would appear that both the 430 and the 381 already posted are safe. Right now, one of these two teams just trying to advance. There's the 9 drop.
Would have looked nice on the spare. He's going to have the 7 pin all by itself and a couple pieces of wood out in front. He's got to try to get by those.
Yes.
Just caught a piece of it, but not enough to deflect the ball, so it's a spare in the 8th. Keeps their chances alive.
Still no strikes in this match for Farrell and Johnston. They've had 9 spares. The first match they won in this series, they won without a strike. Scott Richardson comes up short. He thought he had another half Worcester.
They are really struggling right now. Still have 13 pin advantage, though.
Oh, big shot. Oh, almost. Oh, he had that one buried right where it had to be. Looked like 2 of the pins collided and prevented him from making that shot. That's a 9. The ball slipped into the channel. Let's see what happened on the spare attempt. Watch the head pin. Ooh.
Hits the 6 pin and just dies there.
Actually grazed the 10 pin, but didn't knock it over.
And again, a split. So this is very interesting right now. 3, 6, and 7 left.
Spare in the 8th by Bob Johnston looking pretty big right now.
Try to get as many as he can now because every one that he leaves standing, that's one less that Tom Farrell is going to have to pick up. He'll be the one finishing the game off.
Right, Tom Farrell and Scott and Stan Mayo will be rolling the final 2 for their teams, and talk about a big ball. Here's one right here.
You got to figure he's going to have to fill this and at least get one more mark.
Takes 6. That cuts the lead to 7.
He'll need another mark. It'll have to be in the 10th. You got a choice here. I think he'd better off to grab 2 rather than try the head pin and get nothing.
Ooh. 8. So now, as you said, Dan, a mark is mandatory here. Pretty good looking ball. Big 9 drop. trying to complete the sweep if they can put pressure on and not to be. So
that should about do it, unless something real disastrous happens.
Stan Mayo only needs, 11 pins?
11 pins to tie.
And he's taking a long glance over to the scoreboard just to make sure. He wants to know. He'll need 11 pins in the final 2 boxes. And there's 8 already. The 3-game total for Farrell and Johnston, a 331. There's the spare in the 10th. The next pin does it. And there are your winners, Stan Mayo and Scott Richardson. Take the championship. They will be the lowest seeded team among the teams that have now qualified, but they're there. The 10 for Stan, a 107 and a 347, so they take it by 16 pins over Tom Farrell and Bob Johnson. We'll be back to award the prize money and set you up for tomorrow's singles final in a minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. The doubles championship match for this Christmas Day in the books, and a gallant try by our 3-time winners, but coming up a little bit short in their try for the championship.
Yeah, again, went right down to that last box. Tom had a shot if he picked a single up, but like he said, sometimes they look like pencils down there when you need them, and they bowl well for 3 weeks, and just came up a little short today.
Oh, we're going to talk to all of our bowlers, give away some prize money, so let's do that right now. First of all, big round of applause for our 3-time winners, Tom Farrell and Bob Johnston. Unable to finish off the sweep today, but we do have checks for you guys. $400 to split for second prize. Yeah, you got to give him one. And congratulations, back into the 330s, unfortunately today, but still a terrific run to get to the finals.
Yeah, we had a great time. If we could have made that single in the last box, I think we would put some pressure on them, and perhaps things may have turned out a little differently. But can't miss those singles and expect to win.
That's the kind of one you think, kind of shot you think about probably for a little while, huh?
Sure will be.
Well, you won't want to review the tape. Just burn the tape of this one. Still, though, a terrific run for you guys. I mean, obviously, when you start as the number 5 seeded, you know that it's going to be a long ride to get to the top, and you did a terrific job to win 3.
Yeah, we had a good time, and we just missed the singles and couldn't get the strikes, that's all.
Plus, this now means that you'll be able to come back and join us again before the season ends, so we hope you do that.
Hope to make it.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Congratulations. Terrific job, Tom. And for Bob, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you as well. And now our winners, Scott Richardson and Stan Mayo. We've got checks for you as well. The larger versions of the checks. $800 for the two of you to share, and congratulations to you. This was kind of a grinder, this match. Not decided until the last couple of boxes.
Yeah, we tried a new strategy, trying to hit the 2 or 3 pin with the first ball. Didn't seem to work too well, but good enough.
They had a chance to climb back in on you in that last game.
Yeah, I thought when he had that 9-pin drop, I thought Stan might have to come up with a couple of decent shots, but everything was with us, I guess, today. Well, except the headpin kept jumping out of the way.
That's right. Well, the bad news is that the score was 347, but the good news is you're already qualified for the Tournament of Champions, so you know that you're going to be there, and still 3 more teams have to qualify, so it's possible you may end up in the middle of the pack. You never know.
I'll take the trade-off, the low score, just to get in.
That's right. Well, congratulations, guys. Terrific job. Again, thanks, Stan, and thank you, Scott. Terrific job. This applause for you as we send you off, and that will about do it as far as the bowling portion of this holiday version of Stars and Strikes doubles as we bring Dan Murphy back in here. Now, we have some unfinished business for tomorrow, however, and that is our singles championship match. Peter Flynn, you recall him? He's going to be trying for another win. He's won an incredible number of matches in a row here on the Wins, and he's going to be trying against a newcomer tomorrow Brian Crowell making his first appearance on television, and he's got to make it against Peter Flynn.
Yeah, first appearance, but he's a great Candlepin bowler. I thought you were talking about the gift you were going to give me tomorrow. That tomorrow was the day, but we'll have to watch Peter instead.
Well, obviously, Peter is in a groove right now. He is. I don't even remember the last time he lost. It's been a couple of years or more, and he's bowling against, as you said, Dan, one of the up-and-coming stars of Candlepin bowling.
Yeah, he's just a real lucky guy. I mean, just a real lucky bowler. Skill has nothing to do with Peter.
Wait, Scrooge today?
And he's left-handed.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
so
And
he's got to be lucky.
He still manages to do pretty well, though.
Yeah, he's pretty fair.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, everybody. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at noon here on the Winds for our singles championship match, Peter Flynn against Brian Crowell. And, of course, next Saturday, it'll be New Year's Day, and we'll be starting a brand new series here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. So until tomorrow at noon, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, once again, a very Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a great weekend.